today are usually aware that fast food is not the healthiest food to eat. Typically, the majority of people eat it for several reasons. Either eat it several times a week for several reasons. First, the main reason mostly because it's convenient, cheap, and usually tastes really good. The cost factor is certainly an understandable reason, but even this is no reason no excuse to be pumping the tons of toxic chemicals into you or your family's bodies, says journalist Richard Stasel. In 2002, author Eric Schlosser came out with a groundbreaking book called Fast Food Nation, which takes us through a disgusting maze of deception, cover-up, lies, fraud to both animal and human cruelty. Hopefully today I will help you begin to understand why it's not just less healthy food, but it's something so terrible, so disgusting, and so sick that you're far better off eating nothing at all than eating fast food. Today I will first start off by explaining to you why fast food is bad for you, for your health, and even may kill you. Next, I will tell you why thousands of people get sick from eating fast food and still spend millions of dollars on it each year. And lastly, I will give you a few solutions that can help you stop eating fast food for good. Follow along as I cover some of the main reasons for such strong hate against fast food and why it should be avoided at all costs. Be warned, some of this information may be quite disturbing to some of you. First, let me start off by explaining to you what why fast food is bad for you and your health. The foods that are served in fast food restaurants are high in fat, high sugar, and by regularly consuming these high-calorie meals that do not have nutrition value is basically poisoning your body. There are even some studies that have shown that fast food may be addictive. The high levels of salt, sugar found in most fast food items can cause the brain to seek them out. According to the article, My Big Fat American Child, recent studies find that nearly a third of U.S. children aged 14 to 19 eat fast food at least once a day, taking in 187 calories more a day than those who don't, an average putting about 6 extra pounds a year. Sarah Bosley explains in the article, Studies Link Fast Food to Obesity, that at the turn of the millennium, 30% of Americans were clinically obese. This condition is now responsible for an extra 300,000 deaths and costs $100 billion to the U.S. a year. Besides the long-term health risks, fast food chains have indirectly changed the way cattle are fed, slaughtered, and processed, making meat packaging the most dangerous job in America and increasing the risk of food poisoning. Karen Fanning writes in the article, Quick, Easy, and Harmful, that in 1993, E. coli was found in undercooked burgers at Jack in the Box restaurants, leaving 700 dinners sick, 400 customers died, and 195 others were hospitalized. In similar cases, Schlosser points out that every day in the United States, 200,000 people are sickened by food poisoning, 900 are hospitalized, and 14 die. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, more than a quarter of American population suffer from food poisoning each year. Most of these cases are never reported to the authorities or properly diagnosed. Now that I have told you why fast food is bad for you and how in some cases may kill you, let me tell you why thousands of people get sick from eating fast food and still spend millions of dollars on it each year. 20 years ago, the standard number of cattle processed per hour, the meat packing plant was 175. Today, workers are required to kill at least 400 cattle per hour. At this rate, it's really obvious that the workers are going to make mistakes and also cause injuries with each other, or common struggles. The pace of the line of these workers are forced at a major cost and may cause serious injuries to workers and have even led to several deaths. The speed of the cattle line is not only produces danger to workers themselves, but causes them to make higher percentage of mistakes in cutting the meat itself. Which means because these workers are being forced to do the same motion 10,000 times per day, they can make mistakes and end up cutting the wrong part of the animal. Instead of cutting the meat parts that are sold, they can end up mixing with the animal's waste and eventually sell it. In other cases, many animals go to the slaughter with their bodies with tumors, cancers, and infections, and these workers are trained to cut around the tumors and still sell the meat. They are not trying to throw them away. Any meat that they can sell, they'll go ahead and do it, even though they have cancers and everything. This is main cause for the E. coli outbreaks that we hear about from news to news. Although we hear about these outbreaks on the news, people still go out and spend so much money on fast food. When parents get off work, they're too tired or maybe sometimes lazy to cook. So what they'll do is just go home, pick up some fast food for the kids, and just feed them that for dinner. It's really cheap, convenient, and nowadays you get a lot of food for $1, any fast food. Fast food restaurants encourage customers to supersize and purchase value meals. Americans seem more determined to get as much food as they can for their money. The article, Make It Cheaper and Cheaper, explains that food companies certainly think that giving people more food for their money makes them buy more. That is why portions have been getting larger and larger. As Dennis Lombardi points out, giving people bigger portions is the easy way to making them feel like they got a better deal. According to Andrew Stevens, the food industry spends about $30 billion a year advertising fast food. 80% of them target children, and the other 20% is their mothers. This year, Americans will spend more than $110 billion on fast food, compared to $6 billion in 1970. That's more than they spend on movies, books, education, videos, music, combined. The article, Unhappy Meal, points out that in the world there are more than 500,000 fast food places. Kids between ages 6 and 14 eat fast food 157 million times a month. So now that I have told you why thousands of people get sick from eating fast food and still spend millions of dollars, let me give you a few solutions. One solution will be to limit the ads fast food companies have at one time. If fast food places will make the burgers more expensive and the salads a little bit cheaper, maybe people will start buying the salads instead of the burgers, and that's a really good solution. Another solution would be like start exercising. If you do like to eat fast food, just try to eat it once a month or just completely cut back if it's not good food at all. If you don't like to exercise, just a simple walk with your dog is good for your heart. That's really gets you out and doing something. Today I began explaining to you why fast food is bad for your health and in some cases kill you. Then I told you why thousands of people get sick from eating fast food and still spend millions of dollars on it each year. And finally, I gave you a few solutions that can help you stop eating fast food. Let me tell you that I used to be one of those people who ate fast food because it was convenient, cheap, and tasted good. But now I find it no excuse to be pumping tons of toxic chemicals into my body. Hopefully today I helped you understand why it's not just less healthy food, but something so terrible, so disgusting, and so sick that you're far better off eating nothing at all.